Gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory. You smashed more likes on yesterday's episode of the Road to Glory than like the previous 4 or 5 Road to Glory. So let's try, I'm not saying we're going to be able to do this, but let's try and match to the exact number of likes that we got on yesterday's Road to Glory. That would be impossible. Anyway, thank you very much for the support. As I said, if you do go on to enjoy it, do me a favour and hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. Let's get into my final set of matches. I played a lot of games yesterday. Probably too much for one day. In fact, I left a lot of games at the end because I'd hit the intended target and I got very tired. I left it far too late, really, to play them. It wasn't me being lazy or anything. I've just run out of time doing like Team of the Week predictions and a few other things, and in the end just had to stop playing. But we'll have periodic updates and a big sort of reveal at the end as to where we finish, because I did have 2 intended targets as to where I wanted to finish. So, you know, could be one or the other, who knows. I felt really bad for this guy, and there's a lot of comments saying what was it? What the one says? There was so many. There was so much sort of AIDS in all of the clips that I showed. I'm trying to find the exact comment. I've literally just read it and I can't find it. But there was so much like sort of bad things going on in every single clip that I showed in the last video that it's actually put that person off buying FIFA. And I felt really bad for this guy because he was 2-0 up with literally 4 minutes left on the clock, and I scored twice in 4 minutes to force extra time, and then I scored twice in extra time to win the game 4-2. To my credit, I feel like I deserved to win it, but I felt guilty because I don't think I deserved to win it in that manner. A lot of people clearing up the Firmino-Ronaldinho thing with the H. I did mention that in the review, in the video. Just recorded 2 reviews, that's why I said it. I mentioned that in the video after I said it, and in the live portion I sort of twigged, hang on, it's probably something to do with the H, isn't it? But there we are. The best Road to Glory in YouTube. I'm in love with your channel. Thank you very much. I'm Saba. I appreciate that a lot. And then, of course, Mega Money Road to Glory, cough cough, and then a certain YouTuber that we shan't mention. Yeah, pretty much. I mentioned yesterday that obviously that I'm not one of the only people to do it, but I'm seeing a lot of people do alternative style Road to Glories, and that's all well and good. You know, they've done Road to Glories in the past, and obviously it's going to be the same old thing, so they tried to spice it up a little bit. First owner Road to Glory seemed to be a big thing, and then there's the pay to win Road to Glory, which I honestly don't see the point of, and that's what they were picking up on. The free kick tutorial, people were saying, can you please do a tutorial on it? I mean, the free kick tutorial, people were saying, can I do the free kick I did yesterday where I put 2 people over? I think I do it again here, actually, in this set of clips somewhere. Maybe I've already done it, but I have a free kick taker, and then I draw 2 people close, send one on a run, pass it to him, and then either cut the keeper up or shoot. It's nowhere near as effective this year as what it was last year. I have done, I believe, a tutorial for FIFA 18. It's exactly the same. The controls are the same. I would recommend you go check that out if you want to do that free kick. But I don't really think it's that effective this year. I think I've scored maybe 3 of them all year. So if I say all year, I know the game's only been out for like 3 weeks, but well, for me, it's been a month, and I've scored about 3 or 4 max. So it's not that effective at all. I wouldn't really recommend trying it. I mean, well, try it by all means, but I wouldn't recommend sticking to it. They're probably definitely what's wrong with my English today? There are definitely better free kicks out there. Someone said if you really want a huge new sign-in, you should buy Peter Crouch. That's no joke, by the way. He's being serious. Peter Crouch is actually insane on this game. I'm hoping for a Crouch flashback card or a Foot birthday Crouch, because this is probably, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. We don't follow each other on Twitter anymore. We had a bit of a beef, but we didn't really. But he could be retiring at the end of the season. Who knows? I mean, to be honest, he's 36. He could be retiring, and if he does retire, it's very unlikely he'll get an icon card. Although I wouldn't begrudge him. But you know, it could be his last chance to get himself a decent FIFA card here. So hopefully he'll get a flashback or something along those lines. And if he does, we'll definitely pick him up. But for the sake of my sanity, I don't think I'll be buying Peter Crouch anytime soon. Although I will say that I have used him in game, and he's actually quite good because of his height. He works really well. As you can see, we were smashing through opponents. I managed to get a couple of people to rage quit. There were a few games that I played that I really felt like I could have won, and for whatever reason, it was my fault entirely, but I ballsed it up, basically. I took that effort there with Firmino, and I I mistimed the time finesse. Luckily, it hit the bar and came back out to Paulinho with a H, and he scored. And luckily for me, that went in, because this guy was frustrating to play against. He would do this thing where he managed to get really tight to my defenders, and he would use shield and then just turn and shoot, and he would do that every single time. And for whatever reason, even though I knew he was doing it, I couldn't stop it from happening. He scored to make it 1-1 to allow that to happen, and then he did it again. Ball played in here from Lucas to Felipe Anderson, and, well, maybe not again, but he kept doing it time and time again, and in the end he managed to score to win. And that was one of those games I felt like I should have won, but I couldn't quite see it out, and that was my fault. Brian at Matalana says, how about Eriksen over Talisca? Eriksen's reactions and stamina are insane. Passing on Eriksen is unbelievable. Sure, he has no strength and really overpriced, but maybe he's worth a look. And I would 100% agree with you. I did consider it. The issue there is that I could then not play Paulinho without getting another Chinese League Brazilian into the team. And then, of course, yes, there is an option of starting Talisca and then subbing in Eriksen, but I don't like that. I hate that, and I'm really grateful, actually, that we have the custom tactics that we do this year. This was a really good team. Well, it's not a really good team, as in, like, not very well built, but a lot of great players. That was a great ball as well. Now, I don't like subbing in players from the get-go. I don't like changing formations from the get-go if I have to press pause and do it. I hate it. I hated that last year. It was one of my biggest complaints of FIFA 18, was starting up a game and then having to wait 30 seconds for my opponent to make changes, and that's why I never wanted to do it. So, in this year, the fact you can, like, do presets and then just go straight to attack, defensive or whatever you've got your preset to. I go straight to defensive on here, and it goes into my 4-2-3-1 with my instructions and everything on, and I really like that, but I don't want to have to do the subs. If I have Eriksen, Paulinho doesn't get the chemistry, Casemiro doesn't get the chemistry, and we're all over the place. And I don't really want to go into full Premier League. We're actually going to go live in a second, and I'm going to go through the team a little bit. We do have a couple of packs to open as well. I've got the pre-order packs to open. Nothing crazy going to come from them, I know, but still, we'll have a look. That game right there to make it 3-1 in the 65th minute was enough to end the weekend on 14 wins. As you can see, we've only played 22 matches, so we did have 8 matches left. I played 1 and I lost it. It was a narrow defeat. It was 2-1. It was really frustrating, and it was about 3 in the morning. Yes, I could easily have sat there and played all 8 remaining games. I probably would have got gold 2, but I decided, you know what? I had a bad start. I mean, I'm chuffed I've even got to gold 3. I'm just going to call it a day. So last week, we finished with 14 wins and we had 6 games left. This week, we finished on 14 wins with 8 games left. This weekend coming now for the new weekend league, I have, like, a clear schedule. I will be able to play the full 30 regardless of where we finish. Hopefully, we'll get a better start because we're going to have a better team, theoretically. Speaking of team, that's the team we currently have, and the gaps on the left-hand side are the gaps I need to fill. We did have Anthony Martial there with Mendy in behind, and of course we used Hazard for 17 games, and we had Emerson in behind. Emerson actually wasn't that bad. I was expecting him to be a real weak link and have to swap him out with Mendy or something, but I didn't need to sub him out once. He was decent. Eden Hazard, although he only got 4 goals and 4 assists in 17 games, which is actually quite poor, I started subbing him out toward the back end because he was flagging a little bit, but he was a very good player, and I do really like him. But I don't really score that many goals with my wingers in general. You'll see from Lucas, he's played 75 games. He's got less than 30 goal contributions in those 75. To be fair, I'm starting to see the cracks in Lucas, which is a shame because obviously he's untradeable, but his reactions aren't the greatest. His stamina is very poor. His strength isn't the greatest either, and of course he's only got a 3-star weak foot, and I'm cutting in on that left foot very often, so yes, definitely starting to see the cracks in Lucas, but he will do for at least one more weekend league, and then he might have to drop to the bench for an improvement. Not quite sure who that's going to be yet, because we need to improve the left hand side. I can't do it before we get rewards because I don't have the money to do it, right? But I'm going to sell Anthony Martial. I can't stand him. He is awful. 13 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. That isn't why he's awful. His stamina, again, isn't the greatest, right? His reactions don't feel like they are 81, they feel less. His long shots aren't the best either. He has a 3-star weak foot again, so if you ever do need to take a shot on the left, it's not handy. He just doesn't feel right. He just doesn't feel good at all. His crossing isn't very good. His first touch is questionable. it's just not a great card for me. I mean, you might find it to be fantastic and you might love him and I'm talking utter crap, but I want to sell him, so I'm going to. I'll probably get about 46,000 coins for him. I don't know what to do on this left-hand side. As much as I like Mendy, we've actually played a fair few games with him, nearly 60 games with Mendy. He is tradable, so we could get around 20 to 25,000 coins out of this sale. Yeah, about 20k. So for both of those collectively, we could have, 68? With what we have, we could have about 75, 80k without rewards if we sold those two players right now. So I could go out and buy someone, but I don't know who. I've had a look through all of them, and realistically, there are only like 2 or 3 options. Those 2 or 3 options are Heung-min Son, because I think Heung-min Son is a nice player to have for several reasons. He's not that expensive. Okay, granted, he's not the quickest in the world, but he does have a 5-star weak foot, which is fantastic. He's got the 4-star skills. High work rate I'm not a massive fan of as a winger, but he's got very good reactions, 84. His stamina's good at 85. His long shots are fantastic. He's very quick, and he's got that dribbling ability about him as well. So he would be a very good player. Issue there is that we have to play, I think it's Danny Rose at left back, which is not something that I'm a huge fan of because he's not the greatest of players. So I don't feel like that would be an upgrade necessarily. It's an upgrade to the left mid, but it's a downgrade in left back. So that, for me, not really an option, which is a shame. So the next idea that I had was possibly Insigne. I'm not sure how to say his name. I'm sure I'll get corrected in the comments. But again, this would need to be a hyperlink to get him the chemistry. And unfortunately, there isn't a decent one. I don't think there is in general an Italian Napoli left back. I know people will be saying, "Oh, just switch Paulinho for Alan and you're sorted." Well, I don't want to do that. I want to keep the rest of the team as it is for now because I'm happy with it. But I need this to change on the left-hand side. I mean, Neymar is a perfect choice. A, fits chemistry-wise, and B, is fantastic. But he's like 700,000 coins, so that's not going to happen. So I don't know what to do. Genuinely don't have a clue. I don't know how much Eden Hazard actually is right now. If that's an option, then maybe, or there is a variation, of course, so we can't actually go and look. Can we have a look now? Can we go and get the 91? I mean, he's probably going to be the best part of 500,000. Okay, so yeah, he's just shy of it. You know, he's 400 and something thousand. We're not going to get that unless we pack something sensational in rewards. So, answers on a postcard, please. Leave your answers down below. Who would you like to see on that left-hand side? Bear in mind, I don't want to change the rest of the team unless it's maybe De Vrij. But the only change I would possibly want to make there is going to be someone along the lines of Chiellini or Skriniar, maybe Manolas. So it's all Italian league based. So I'm limited, very, very limited. I could go with Mane and then Robertson, but again, Robertson isn't the best. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, we have packs. There's only two 15Ks, but still, packs are packs, right? So let's get into the first one. Hopefully, we can pack ourselves Sergio Mane, and then we won't need to worry about who we're going to put there. It's just worked out for us. It's going to be Belotti, not a bad player at all. Very good in this game, as predicted by yours truly before the game came out. It was very obvious the type of player you were going to need in this game. Very tall, strong, very good striker, good finishing ability. And there we go. Let's just check all that on the quick sell. Put the rest of that in the club. Very grateful for the contracts and fitness here, actually. And we're going to go and open up the last pack. Not a walkout again, which is to be expected. Can we get a board out of it, though? No boards in this one, which is fine. And it's going to be Fabian Delph. It's a shame it's not Kyle Walker, but then I suppose he would be boards, wouldn't he? Never mind. What do we get there? Leighton Baines and a few others that I'm not really that bothered with. I think, yeah, he is. Delph is a duplicate, so let's get rid of that. Hang on, I don't want to do that, do I? Because I don't know how much Delph actually goes for. Okay, he's going to sell for a little bit here. What can we get? About 1,000 coins out of him? I'll take that at this stage, to be fair. Not too bad. And we can wait, no, whoa. Go back up, get rid of that physical, and then we can discard the rest. 132 coins. If you're wondering why I don't have that many coins, I spent them all when I went to get Casemiro and whoever else we bought. But also, I sold Florenzi. Nearly gave it away. Sold Florenzi, and I went into a draft. The draft will be in tomorrow's episode. Every Tuesday, I'm going to do a draft, I think, just to A, give us a little bit of something to open, and B, mix it up a little bit, because otherwise tomorrow would literally just be me playing Division Rivals and answering comments again, and it's going to get very samey. So I'm going to go into a draft, and I've already recorded the building of the draft, but I haven't recorded the gameplay yet. So yes, it might be a short episode. I do apologise, but there's nothing really left for me to do today because I need to rectify this team. I'm going to have some decent rewards as well as the coins we already have here. So 80,000, let's just say for argument's sake, 80,000 coins. Plus, I'm going to get 30 for finishing Gold 3 in Weekend League. So that's 110,000. And then, of course, we're going to have some packs on top of that. And we're going to have 2 player picks. So you never know, we might actually get a decent left mid. Although I can't remember there being a decent left mid in my predictions. But having said that, who would you go for on that left-hand side? Bear in mind, I don't want to change anyone else in the team just yet. And chemistry is a big deal. So let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed this episode of The Road to Glory, smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.